very sacred space. This is the Ascension, the Lift of God Universe, the realest podcast in the galaxy. This is a new dimension where time shifts and boundaries end. And with that being said, all views, opinions, and statements uttered on this platform are the sole property of their speaker and do not represent the views of any related outside organization, entity, or party. Every man or woman in this universe speaks for his or herself, as it should be. Enjoy. This is the Ascension Podcast. So we are episode 105, Easter Sunday, April 5th, the year of our Lord, 2026. Assalamu alaikum, soldier.
Walaikum salam.
It's been 3 years since you've been here.
Man, time flies. They say time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, well, we've been busy.
Yeah, working, grinding.
Producing. That's right. Let's open up.
Yes, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Oh Allah, guide this conversation, guide this prose, lead our minds, and lead us to discuss the topics you desire us to discuss. We love and serve you alone. Amin. Had a near-death experience last week, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the physical universe coming for us.
No, the energy is amassing.
It's amassing. And as I told you, it's like the first time I was not at fault, but like super not at fault in a car accident. And me and two of my children got T-boned in Los Angeles. Dude probably going like 30 miles an hour, and his car hit mine like right where I'm sitting. So I'm just driving my children, not even speeding, not doing nothing wrong, all wearing our seatbelts. And all of a sudden, just doosh.
Did you see it coming?
No, I saw the impact. That's all I saw the impact. So I literally saw a car hit me, and didn't lose consciousness, didn't hit my head. And as Allah has it, it was a Lexus versus Lexus. So two of the safest cars on the planet in collision. And it felt like that. It felt like a very safe car accident, but also a very dangerous one. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and I was thinking, it's funny, I was thinking Allah. I wasn't exactly praying, but I was just thinking about how it's best to always have Allah on your mind.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about, Krishna consciousness is what essentially Krishna consciousness is like. If you ain't thinking about nothing, think about God.
No, yeah.
That's all it is. So
at all times, it's either you're serving one master or the other.
That's right.
And so whatever you're doing, if you're serving God, he'll be on your mind. You'll be in that mode.
Yeah.
Because you could obviously be in the other mode if you're not.
Exactly. So I was just on that mode, like probably just like thinking about Allah. Even I think that time I was actually thinking about Krishna consciousness, like Krishna being Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead is what you can call Krishna, but that's in that specter of spirituality. But I was just happening to thinking like that, and as soon as I was thinking like that, wham! But as far as car accidents goes,
it was the safest car accident ever.
It was the safest car accident I could have had.
Wow.
And as I told you 2 weeks ago, I had a car accident with the pavement with myself by running down a hill too fast, tripping and falling, spraining my ankle and hitting the pavement. So that was the right side of my body that hit the pavement. This incident was the left side of my body, but both incidents were very physical.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And usually when I've been attacked, it's spiritual. So I usually get sick, and that's being like a cough or a cold. That's usually your spirit impinging upon your body. This is like the first time where Allah's actually allowed me to feel the smoke physically, and like actually physically has hurt my body, but in a way where it's not crippling me, but just showing me what time it is.
Yeah.
And showing all I am connected to what time it is.
My father said, pay attention to details. I could already hear him saying it. When you in that situation, it's like those stumbles in life. It's details.
That's right.
And we know the devil is in the details. So you paying attention to him, that's the only obvious lesson I could think of. You know.
Yeah. So what I get from this experience is you really can't pray enough, and you really can't keep Allah in mind enough. You feel me? There's no minimum to that. I've
been working on like this concept of like balance. Like I look at it like everything in my life is a bucket of liquid, right? And I gotta constantly keep each bucket full, and there's like a hole at the bottom. And it's like, it's my job to continuously pour into each bucket. And whatever bucket I'm not pouring into is the bucket that's gonna be empty. And it's like, I'm at a place in my life where I'm only pouring into buckets that are actually pouring back into me too.
That's right.
I'm not just wasting my energy. I don't have the time for that. If I see potential for that bucket, I can see myself putting a little bit in there, but it's got to start paying off at some point.
That's
Otherwise,
right. And who and what is the most important bucket, sir?
I mean, God.
Not you. Without question.
Everything I do, a drop goes into that bucket. That bucket does not falter.
And that's what that's what these reminders have reminded me is like, okay, bro, you've been out running and gunning, scrambling this past 3 years, ever since the last podcast. That's what we haven't had a podcast because we've been doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And like I say, I dropped off the Allah tree. Nothing happened, but I would say my attention was more on getting money, getting the bag. But I'm like, what are we gonna do to make next play? Get the bag. We gotta get this money. You know, and which is cool. But Allah was like, okay, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
This ain't about the bread. This ain't about the bag at all.
No.
This is about the purpose that you have decided to undertake by joining the Nation of Islam, and this is about the purpose that I have ordained for you as a so-called soldier of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know?
The submit your will to do his will part.
That part.
Yeah.
So in order to submit, you have to pray for that. And you actually have to be willing to accept what the orders are.
That's the part that people don't understand.
Yeah.
If you're not in alignment, you'll be going in the wrong direction thinking that you're serving.
Absolutely.
You know, because service is not what you want to do. It's what you're submitting what you want to do.
Yeah.
To do what he wants you to do.
Yeah. And to be fair, I do think it's more of an issue of people not even having that mode and mindset of devotional service and just being on, like that's not even an option for them yet.
Yeah.
You feel me? That is a blessing to understand that the true purpose in life is to serve Allah. That's like
I went down this deep, like introspective rabbit hole about how we all look at the word slavery in a negative connotation. And I was like, if you take how you feel about the word slavery away and just think about what it means, it's like slavery doesn't have to be a bad thing. We just have so much trauma attached to that word.
That's right.
And it's like
an extreme amount of trauma attached to that word.
And our enemy plays on that. So he offers us an abundance of bullshit and calls it freedom.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so we accept it because it's attached to the word freedom.
That's right.
And we don't realize that, you know, submitting our will to do God's will is ultimately the best case scenario for us.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, if you take the emotion out of it, it's like, yeah, you should be a slave to God because the alternative is hell. like figure out how to focus all of your attention on serving what God wants for you, and you will find heaven.
That's right.
Or just find hell.
That's what, and especially in these times, that's what we're living in. It's like the chasm is becoming greater, where you have Team Allah, which is submission to his will, and literal hellfire and apocalyptic warfare.
Yeah.
Not even the actuality of it, but just the thought of it. And that's what people are thinking about right
and
now.
even people who try to stay in the middle, the fence sitters, that's hell.
That's hell.
That's the valley.
That's
of
the
death.
valley of death. Indecisiveness is the valley of death.
Yeah.
Yep. And you got the righteousness in heaven on one side, and you got just other demons in hell on the other side. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, but that's still hell.
No, it is.
Whereas us, who are at least, doesn't make it easy, but we at least have the understanding of knowing, having knowledge at the time, and serving the one and only Lord. That's all we got.
Yeah.
There's no amount of dollar or wealth that could surpass that mode of service and knowledge.
That part.
I'm wealthy.
Yeah.
I'm the wealthiest creature in the entire universe because I have submitted my will.
Yeah.
And we know that if we submit our will, don't do nothing stupid, we're going to get taken care of. And you and I both see, regardless of anything that's happened, we're taken care of.
And I want to say, like, I don't think it's possible to, like, 100% submit my will, period, right?
Understand.
Because of the world we live in. But I think that when you make that conscious effort to do it as much as possible, you're headed in the right direction.
That's right.
Because you could easily be going towards the fence sitters or the other direction. But if you're thinking about it and you're consciously trying to submit your will and figuring out what that means for you and what your purpose is here, then you're headed in the right direction. That's the best case scenario.
That's right.
Yep. For me, the best case scenario, for me, that submission of my will is like, I hear the economic blueprint and focusing on agriculture, like screaming at me at all times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, that's my focus.
That's right.
That's
our lives are now in that game.
Yeah.
No, in that purpose of economic blueprint, starting with the soil, starting with agriculture. It all starts from agriculture.
And a couple of years ago, when I said that to people that I wanted to become, a farmer, and I had this vision of doing that, like they didn't see it and thought it was, funny. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand what was funny. But now seeing, where I'm at right now versus where I was when I first had the thought, it's like, okay, I can see how that was funny back then. It's getting a little bit serious now, though.
It's getting serious.
When I say it to people now, they're like, oh, yeah, that's the way.
That's right. And luckily, or unluckily, however you look at it, we have the pressure of the external forces of the world in our favor that are always going to point people and push people in our direction towards self-sufficiency. Because at the end of the day, when the world blows up and your worst fears come to life, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
How are you going to eat?
Especially if you made no plans. I tell everybody I know, start saving up some seeds.
That's right.
At the very least, you save yourself some beans, because beans is a seed too. Mm-hmm. You can eat it, you can grow it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are hesitant to take that initial stride because it's terrifying. It means they have to accept the possibility that not everything's going to be taken care of. Mm-hmm. So it's easier to stay attached to the lust of the material universe, of what that provides, the desire, the satisfaction of sense gratification of desire.
The smiling devil.
The smiling devil, where you just, okay, well, this feels good over here. Mm-hmm. The alternative is confronting the reality that it's going to get really hot and I should do something. That doesn't feel too good.
No.
So therefore, I'm just going to stay on Tinder and go to the club and get high. Really get high. That's really, to be honest, getting high is probably like the number one escape mechanism.
Well, yeah, when you consider getting high doesn't just mean drugs. Like getting high, there are so many things. People are high on TV shows.
Absolutely.
People are high on music. People are high on, like, getting high is like a sense of losing yourself. And every single thing in this society is designed to absolutely make sure that you lose yourself in it.
That's right.
They're creating addictions left and right. They put it in the food. They're putting poisons in the food that specifically make you want to come back. Like, not just fast food, but also food that you find in the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Like, they're pumping up the chickens. They're pumping up the beef. Like, you got to be. All of it is poison unless you're growing it yourself. You don't know.
That's right.
And that's devilish, man. That's what they do.
And it works. Works like the devil.
No, yeah.
It's very effective, and it's the beautiful thing about how we believe in submission to Allah's will is like Allah could really build a whole new universe of two people.
No, yeah.
Like I was reading. So luckily, with this new year, this new spring, but also like back in this new actual devil year, this new Gregorian calendar year, I've been heavy on study, and I've been actually reading source material, which is the messenger, most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
And I was reading, I think, theology at the time, and he specifically said,
That's heavy.
"This is the bars upon bars upon bars."
Whenever somebody says they're gonna tell you something out of theology, or
Nah,
something, you know
that's
it's
it,
about to be
bro.
heavy.
Disclaimer: please read theology at a time. If you want proof, to be very clear, I was gonna say this. If you want proof that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad met with Allah in person, the supreme being, Master Farad Muhammad, for a period of 3.5 years, read Theology of Time, and that will clarify that we are not cap, that God came in physical body form to teach and raise Elijah Muhammad for 3.5 years, creating the Nation of Islam.
That book is steak. That's steak.
It's right.
If you're a
Super
baby
steak.
with no teeth,
Yeah, you're gonna choke. Absolutely. So just disclaimer. But it is what it is. But being in that study, I read a part where the messenger said, it's like, Allah told me I could literally snap my fingers and just end everything. Mm-hmm. You know, I give you this gradual warming up of the pot as a grace to you, because I could literally flip the universe on its head with the snap of my fingers.
it's like those Marvel. I don't know which Marvel character, but I was watching something where a Marvel character, like, he just like thought about it, and the molecules that hold you together as a person separated.
Not Thanos.
No, Thanos made people just disappear.
So
but that wasn't even really him. That was the glove.
That's real.
He was just strong enough to wield it.
That's right.
But like, imagine having the mind controlled power to be able to, like, because we're held together by Allah's sheer will.
Absolutely.
You know, we think of ourselves as individuals, but we are really a culmination of molecules. We are a universe within a universe within a universe.
That's right.
And so if God wanted to, he could absolutely just let those atoms stop spinning together and just separate.
So we know that Allah can do that. He can come in a person of a man just like me or you and do that from that position. And that literal supreme being taught another man named Elijah Muhammad for 3.5 years and raised him up to where he could have godlike potential like himself.
Yeah.
So, and it's, if you watch The Messenger, he moves as if he moves as he was God.
I mean, divinely guided. That's
He's
what that is.
He moves as if literally, what are you guys literally can't do anything to me. Nobody can do anything to me because God is guiding me and protecting me and monitoring my every motion.
Well, I mean, when you submit your will and you practice that over time, eventually the will becomes one.
That's right.
And that's the way that works.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't have all the knowledge that God taught Elijah Muhammad. I only have what Elijah Muhammad has told to us through books, literature, and lecture.
But he gave us enough to get to a certain level.
He sure did. But if the man I follow moved like that, we should, bare minimum, be able to move like that as long as we're not on no BS.
Well, to the degree that we submit our will.
That's true. And I think maybe, then that's why we don't move like that.
Which is why I say I'm not 100%. By any stretch of the imagination, I am striving, submitting my will to be upright.
I'm not gonna say 100%. I'm definitely a lot closer, having gone through these near-death experiences.
Yeah, closer than you were.
Exactly.
Incrementally.
And I do think those near-death experiences, Allah really telling me is like, bro, you could really walk like that. You really gotta let go and like, really, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm gonna just throw a little smoke at you to show you that I really do got you. Because the 2 times I could have got seriously hurt. Because when I sprained my ankle, like, I was like a foot away from a curb. If I would have fell and hit my head on the curb with my daughter, it would have been like game over. Could have been death, definitely knocked out. really bad.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. And then I told you, like, I think I told you this. The first person that came and tended to me is an orthopedic specialist, a doctor in uniform that is like skilled in dealing with that situation. So it's like Allah put me in that situation, but then he also sends that help.
Yeah.
The first brother that was there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And this car accident, T-bone's the worst way to get hit.
But
Or head on. Both bad.
Yeah. But you walked away perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Type of back's a little sore. I'm not gonna cap. I'm a little sore, but it feels like I got like a football injury. I had a rough game.
In comparison to T-bones of the past.
To T-bones where people literally die. That's how people die. You break and shatter your spinal cord.
Yeah.
My son too. We were both on that side of impact, and we're just like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, we here.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. So I'm like, okay, let's up my faith. He really does got me. Okay, what moves have I not made for quote unquote fear of repercussions that are worldly? What moves have you made for not made because of fears of materialistic repercussions? I'm asking. I don't know the answers. I'm just asking us right now. It's like
I made sort of a pact with myself, with the higher power. Like it was like almost 2 years ago. It was Ramadan, and I was just like, I'm not turning down nothing. I'm accepting all fates. And
good idea.
Whatever comes my way is what comes. And
That's
so
right.
I've just been head down, grindstone, nonstop.
That's
like,
it.
Tired. What does that mean? You got work to do.
You got work.
And just keep going.
You got work. And it's funny, like we're living in the reality of wide open fields for the wide awake black man.
Yeah.
And we're in these fields being like, oh damn. There's 3 of us out here.
It's a lot of work.
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 But look,
It's so much.
what did we expect? We're trying to build a nation.
I get it. And it's like we're out here in the work and in the weeds of the work.
Yeah.
And the laborers are still at home. No, some are in the weeds with this. I'm not to be
No,
disrespectful.
it's different levels of work.
Exactly.
It's different people doing different jobs.
Exactly.
That's what a nation is.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't doing the same thing.
That's right.
And so, I stay in my lane.
That's right.
I don't even worry about what other people got going on because
That's right.
I don't know how hard their work is for them. I know how hard my work is for me.
That's real. Yes. But I'm glad you and I, having spent Savior's Day together, got the epiphany from Allah that it's time for us to, not like we left the nation like that. No, to really realize and cultivate the fact that we are in the nation.
Yeah. Card-carrying members of the nation.
Card-carrying members of the nation of Islam, and it is our duty to, wherever we go, the nation is with us.
Absolutely.
And we're not going to shy away from that fact. We are going to bring the nation with us in lands undiscovered that we have discovered. We discover it as a nation together, and we bring our brothers with us. That's the game.
No, it is.
That's what, and we have to really, it's an asset to realize that the Nation of Islam is a global institution. You could pretend that it doesn't exist. You could not look at it, but we're here and we're making moves and we're making motion. And just like Joshua in the Bible who saw the promised land, God said, all you got to do is go and I got you. That's where we are. Moses got us to this point.
No, you take one step towards God, he takes 2 to you.
So all we got to do is keep making moves.
Yeah.
And then what I'm getting from this is just really like, no, I got you.
Yeah.
And what I see is Satan knows that.
No, absolutely.
And his what I have felt is Satan hates that.
Yeah.
He wants to kill us. And it's envy. Because he has to work through all hoops and it's the opposite. He has to finesse and do devilishment to keep his world going.
But the thing I've been laughing about lately, and it to me, it's like even saying it right now is kind of shooting myself in the foot. But I feel like he got so much going on right now. He don't got time to pay attention to us. So it's the perfect time for us
Well, he's got so much going on because it takes so much energy to keep his charade going.
Yeah, at this time where all this stuff is coming out and everybody's starting to see everything.
He's like, it's like a Jenga tower. He's like putting the pieces back in. Oh, nope. So you're right. He doesn't have time to tend to us because he's too busy trying to keep his wicked empire from crumbling.
Yeah.
And that's the point is, His energy is trying to maintain something that's inevitably going to fall. Ours is literally free and clear, and all we got to do is build and walk.
Keep working.
It's a work. That's it. That's the different level of. We're playing completely different games.
And then remember, once you look back at the works you've done, don't be like, look what I did.
Not at all.
Look what Allah did. All praises due to Allah.
That's right. Don't watch your work.
No. Don't worry about what you got. Don't worry about what you're doing. Just keep working.
Keep it pushing. Because that's how you get got in a fight. You feel yourself after making a good strike.
Yeah.
You got to look forward. Always look forward.
I'll be like, so I just made the analogy just now about the external devil, but I'll be like the internal devil within me. He busy.
Super busy.
He's
How
super
so?
busy.
What's he saying?
I mean, he don't have time to focus on me. He gotta keep trying to. He's a part of this world.
Oh, I understand.
He loves all the things of this world, so he's in fear and trying to figure out how to maintain this world.
That's right.
The God in me don't give a damn about what he got going on.
That's real, bro.
The God in me is like, it's build time.
That's right.
And so I'm able to resonate with the God in me because I understand the time and what must be done.
That's right. And I'm glad you said that the devil inside, that's the one that maintains. The devil inside you wants to maintain the devil's world. It wants to do what it can to maintain the devil's world and think with the devil and make sure that that infrastructure stays
Yeah.
intact.
That's his comfort zone.
Exactly. And I will say with that all that thinking, it goes, gotta have a job, gotta. All of these programs that we have that say that we have to, but all your programming, that's the programming of the Roman Empire. Like only thing you got to do is serve the Lord.
To the best of your ability.
To serve the Lord. And that doesn't mean quit your job. That just means do everything with service as a mode of operandi.
Oh, my job is my number one investor in my real life.
I understand.
You know?
Yeah.
That's my financial backer, and he believes in me 100% because he attributes all of what I gain from him towards what I want to do.
That's right.
You know?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And you look at people who, and we've talked about this earlier, is you got people like us who are in the mode of service. You know, we have a divine purpose, a literal divine purpose to bring the 30 or million more to the Lamb of God, deliver our people to the Lamb of God to usher in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
You know, that's the purpose.
Yeah.
Cut and dry.
And we're doing it to the best of our
To
ability.
the best of our ability. And then that's what drives all of our activities. Then you got people in the motive. And I used to be in this mode when I didn't have this purpose. It's just, well, I've got to make the best out of them. I got to work hard. I got to get money. I got to get a nice house. I got to take care of my family. Not a bad thing.
No.
All good materialistic obligations that I've got to provide. I've got to get money so I can provide and take care of my family.
But the funny thing is, right? When you let go of those things, when you stop chasing them and you just work, it automatically comes.
That's
like
wait.
you get
What's it that comes?
what you need.
Ah, that's right.
You know, when you're putting in the work,
That's right.
What you need is the return.
That's right.
You know, it comes back on the investment.
That's right.
And when you're stressing about it, and when you're trying to focus on how to get it without actually doing any work, then you're not gonna get nothing.
That's right.
And that's the reality of it.
That's right. And it's that work, the work part, and working for material gain. You know, and I say all this, working without that divine purpose. Like I said, it's a blessing to have that purpose and to operate from it. But it doesn't make you a bad person if you're just working hard for your family or working hard to buy a house, like to play in that game, the material game. I'm just saying, being of that divine servitude, that's the liberation to where you're doing it and where you don't feel the pangs of the material world pulling at you because you're in that divine service.
Absolutely.
And I would say that's not most people. Most people just, you know what? Good, decent people. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to buy stuff and I'm going to provide for my family. It's a good position to be in because then you got people with no purpose, that don't want to work, that don't want to do anything, that just want to feel good all the time and not. You feel me?
I think I look at that as like there's a reason why you need employees at a company.
I understand.
You know, an owner owns nothing if they don't got, work being done.
That's right.
If the owner is the only one doing the work the whole time, he's employed himself. Like you're not really at the level of like understanding business when you don't have like employees and things like that. You're starting.
That's right.
You're at the beginning stages of it. You haven't gotten to that level of like professionalism and like you're not in you could be in the flow state, but you're not in that level of expertise of business. And that's the goal so that you can actually be free to continue to create.
That's right.
As long as you're working, you don't have the create, but like different time, different strokes for different folks, different places, different times. What based on where you are and your level of understanding.
That's right. And I would say, like, if my study of there's levels to the world, there's levels to society, and to being, it's being in that mode of service that is like that's the purpose. You feel me? And there's no material good gain. Being a politician, being super super rich is not gonna beat being able to operate from that mode. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you're in that mode. That's a spiritual mode. That's infinite. Like none of the worldly stuff, winning, records, money, doesn't go with you when you die.
No, none of it.
Being a servant of the Lord, that's eternal.
Yeah.
And I think the trap of the material universe is that it gets you out of that ultimate knowledge that you are literally a part of Allah.
Yeah.
So you're out here chasing the dollar for lifetimes, and then you just realize you're gonna wake up one day and just like, oh man, I was God the whole time.
But the way I look at it too, though, I feel like from the perspective of the creator, he has the experiences of the physical universe through his physical creations.
That's right.
And so he has every possible experience through every single person.
That's right.
And so
right.
some experiences are coming into this world, taking a breath, looking around, and that's it.
That's it.
And then the baby passes away. Like that's some experiences.
That's right.
And then some experiences are, all the way into old age, and just as the opposite to that. Like every single type of possible experience
crazy.
Is the reason why he's doing it.
Every type of experience is literally the summation of all experiences ever is the totality of Allah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's really what it is.
That's the purpose.
That's
of
the
physical.
purpose. That's the purpose of it. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's expand some more. I want to do some more. I want to do some more. I want to be the devil.
Exponential growth. I mean, you learn mistakes. You learn lessons.
Absolutely.
You understand why the devil is the way he is and why it's necessary to be more godlike by seeing that, by understanding that. And I think, when we do leave this physical, I think the other side is downloading back into understanding who we are.
Yeah, man. And it's funny that we literally had to create devil to see what it is, like actually to experience it outside of us.
Yeah. Because it's one thing to know a thing.
Yeah.
It's another thing to experience it.
Absolutely.
Those are two different concepts.
And it's funny, like knowing what we were taught about the creation of the devil. I know without a shadow of doubt that the devil is a devil because that part of me is the devil. And I could without a shadow of a doubt say, oh, no. I'm the devil too.
And to me, that explains, like, people be like, well, if God is real, why does he let babies die? It's because that exists within everything. Like,
absolutely.
You got a devil within you that allows you to do dumb shit. God got one because God created you and you are like God. Like,
That's
you
right.
are made in his image. Like,
absolutely.
And so for God to understand it and to overcome it, he had to experience it, not just know it exists.
Know. Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah, to pull it out and see, oh, that's what it is. Okay, now what are we going to do to deal with that and evolve from that?
And before you actually understand it, before you actually experience it, it's just like the baby who walks up to the stove and sees the fire and like, oh, that's pretty, reaches out to touch it. Before you see it, and before you understand what it is, you'll burn your hand on it.
That's right.
You have to experience it to understand it.
That's right.
Now some people are smart enough to get close enough to feel the heat without actually touching it. And some people need to put their hand in there and burn themselves a little bit. It's just different, different people.
And I still need to burn my hands.
I mean, I think I can't see. I don't think anybody here has gotten through every single lesson without actually touching the fire. Like, some lessons are made for some people. Different people have different lessons.
Yeah.
But that's what makes us human, is the fact that, all of us have a different experience. You could grow up in the same household with somebody and have an entirely different experience. Their trials are not your trials.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking about, man, no. we still got to burn. We're still young. We still got to burn our hands, bro. And I think the older and more mature we get, and the more, in the mode of service we get, it's like it becomes more like fine tuning. Mm-hmm. It's not like a huge like, oh my, everything's on fire and I'm running down the street. It's like, oh, that hurt, but I could fix that. I could fine tune. It's fine tuning, and I think the more you're in that mode, the fine tuning goes to where, okay, well, you stop doing the physical stuff. Mm-hmm. You stop doing whether it's stealing, whether it's lusting, or no, like I guess pursuing lust, and then it moves more into, okay, now thinking.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's where the
levels too.
I think that's where like the fine tuning goes. It's like, okay, well now, well you're not doing you 1 meal a day. I'm not eating pork. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
And that's where serving Allah and having that Krishna consciousness comes out, because it's like, if you don't have something to fall back on, like a program where you're thinking about God, then you're going, it's the devil, it's the world, the temptation, everything around us is going to pull you in. Billboards, attractive women, anything. So that's going to be Satan. So if you don't have a standard operating procedure that is Allah, and I'll call it this Krishna consciousness, because I was tested this week when I was in that mode, and just like, okay, well, you think you're okay? Boom, here comes some car.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Yep. So I think that's that. But it takes, you have to get to the easier levels to get that. And I will say, what is it? It's really some semblance of a system of discipline to wean you off of Satan's world.
Yeah.
Right? You got to start somewhere. It don't got to be in the issues like, it could be Christianity. Are you not doing what Jesus said not to do? But I will say, it could be a diet. It could be an alkaline diet where you're, okay, well, are you not eating what the diet says not to do? But I do think there's really no cheat code to get to Allah that doesn't involve discipline.
No.
Right?
No, yeah, you need
None.
discipline. But
Right?
But I'll say this. Discipline is not the same for everybody. Like
That's true.
It's more, some things are more difficult for different people. Mm-hmm. So like what's easy for you to be disciplined in is not necessarily what's easy for the next person. But yeah, everybody has to have discipline in certain aspects in order to, perfect themselves, and that's the goal.
Right. That's right. And it could be exercise, martial arts. It could be. There is no way of ascension without some system of discipline. I don't see it happening, because even like I was gonna say, if you're born into a system of monks, but monkery is discipline.
I mean, yeah.
You're in a mosque, and you don't do worldly stuff. That's a form of discipline.
Yeah, true Christianity would be.
It's discipline.
Yeah, it's a discipline.
It's a discipline. So that is, discipline is like the gateway to actually, okay, well, are you ready?
Well, it's the simplest way to submit your will to something else, right? And
that's right.
And then ultimately, you're submitting your will to do the will of God, because you're doing what God wants for you, in order to become a better version of you, so that you can do more and do better.
That's right. And there's gradients. It's like Islam is a steeper gradient than Christian, like as far as the discipline goes.
Yeah.
There's more discipline in conventional quote unquote Islam than there is in Christianity.
I would say that those two disciplines are relatively the same. It's just about who taught them to you.
Pork? Well, I guess the Old
They're not supposed to eat pork.
No, that's right. It says no, actually, straight up in the Old Testament, it says don't eat pork.
Yeah.
You're right. No. Absolutely true.
And so if somebody gives you their interpretation of Christianity,
there we go. Yeah, and
then you'll be sitting up here eating pork.
That's what it is.
Just like they gave us their interpretation of who Jesus was, and for a long time we was praying to some white guy named Caesar Borgia.
And we still are.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are.
A lot of them are.
A lot of the world still prays to Caesar Borgia.
I'm gonna say, yeah, Jesus didn't stop being white just because we started building the kingdom, bro. Like, nah, that's definitely a thing. It's not gonna go away tomorrow, but all we can do is just prove the absurdity of that.
I would even argue that name is tainted, because I don't care who you are. When you close your eyes and you think about the name Jesus, that's the first thing that pops into your head. You could fight it.
No, that's real. No, absolutely.
You could try to make yourself see the black Jesus if you want to.
Yeah, Jesus, that's not, but that is a Roman. I wish I had the history of the actual Jesus word.
I mean, we know that there was no such thing as a J whenever that character was alive.
What we do know his name in Yeshua. What actually?
That's what some people say. Yahshua.
Isa.
Yeah.
Isa was the Arabic, but Yeshua, Yahweh was God. I don't think that was never Jesus, right? Yahweh's Allah.
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Yeshua. Okay.
Because I heard that it said like he calls himself Yahweh at some point, but it was like
Really? Oh, okay.
I'm not a
And there's
thumper,
probably
so.
I think that answer exists somewhere. I was like, I really want to know.
To me, that goes in alignment with ye are all gods, children of the Most High God. So like, it wouldn't shock me, but yeah, to me, it's like all of that's up for interpretation.
But I do get you. But that's part of, that's like home field advantage for Satan. It's like you use his language, you're gonna get. That's what it is. It's his language. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's my language. Yeah, duh. When you think Jesus, you're gonna think Caesar Borgia. You're gonna think a white guy because I created that word specifically for that purpose.
I created that language to confuse you.
I literally created this language to control you. The English language is a language of spells and confusions to keep. Man, we got this world in the chokehold, bro. To keep us in chains.
Yeah.
And that's on top of the calendar. So calendar, you got, you can control seconds, minutes, hours. You control time in the calendar. That's a lot. Then after that, you got English, Latin. That's a lot.
No, it's chains on chains on chains. When you start thinking about the holidays and the birthdays and you start thinking about how, we work these jobs in order to pay bills, pay taxes, and by the time we get done, we don't have no money on the end if we're still working, if we're just working a job.
That's right.
Like that's the point.
Exactly.
And then if you have anything left over, now you're saving it to go on a vacation where you're just spending it on some bullshit.
That's right.
You're not investing that money into no land. You're not, working on getting yourself or your children. Nobody's out here planning for their children's future like they think they are. They're putting them through college, but realistically, if they don't have a plan for them to go to college, what are they going to college for?
To be a worker.
Yeah.
To be a worker for Satan, and ideally be a worker for one of Satan's good companies. And to be fair, I was one of those eager beavers, bro. I couldn't wait to work for Satan. Mm-hmm. I remember being like, man, don't want to work for this corporation, and really being super excited to apply for jobs at Pepsi and Walmart. Mm-hmm. I remember that, and it was an honor. And I'm not even knocking. But because I remember it was driven
as far as jobs go, yeah.
No, I was so excited to have a good corporate job. And that's why I was talking about being in that mode. Remember that mode was you got the service mode, and then you got just the good worker mode, which isn't a bad mode.
No.
But it just doesn't have the service, and you're not going to be free in that mode. You're just going to be a really good worker. And I remember.
And to excel at that, you have to give it all of yourself.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, it's a treadmill, and it's still slavery. And I remember wanting to be a slave.
Yeah.
Not to disparage anyone with a corporate job, not to disparage my previous self, because it was me making strides in that mode of working activity, mm-hmm. a profitable activity, that allowed me to realize its futility and pointlessness, that brought me to my knees, brought me to Allah, and then got me into the state of mind where submit your will to the will of Allah, mm-hmm. and make thy Lord thy exclusive object, which was the theme of Saviors. I was thinking about that. That's what it was. What a perfect time to have that message. Mm-hmm. It's very simple. Make thy Lord thy exclusive object, and make our neighborhoods a clean and safe and
place
right.
To live. Yeah.
Make our neighborhoods a clean and decent.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I've heard decent before though.
I think it's decent. Make our neighborhoods a clean and decent and safe place to live. Yeah. Right? Yeah. What in this hour?
Everybody else heard make our neighborhoods as in where they are.
Yeah.
I heard make our neighborhoods as in make a new neighborhood.
I don't want this neighborhood. No, sir. No. Make our neighborhoods a clean and safe and decent place to live.
Capital make.
Yeah. Make. It ain't the move right now.
I want ground up infrastructure in every aspect of my life.
Ground up. But there are enough black people on land, in American land, to do it overnight. If we operate with that purpose.
No, yeah.
That's all it would take.
We just got to get started.
Exactly. And have that mindset. So, okay, let's be real. Is there anything in this hour, more than make thy Lord thy exclusive object, and make our neighborhoods a clean and safe place to live? Any more as far as operating procedures?
What do you mean? Is there any more?
I'm just in this time in which you live, where people see like it's really getting hot. If I were to tell someone like, okay, two things to go and move out on, what more do you need than that?
No, yeah, absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
And I like the reason why I heard heavy emphasis on make,
Yeah.
capital make, is because when you really think about how safe can you make a neighborhood in the middle of a city with millions of people, like how safe can you actually make that?
That's a good question.
You know, like even boarding up your windows. Like you cook your bean soup inside your house and you got hungry people on both sides of you and above you and below you.
I understand.
You're going to have a problem.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
They haven't
in
eaten.
a city.
You
Yeah.
give it a week to people who do not fast at all.
Yeah.
And then they smell bean soup.
It's a wrap.
People for miles fighting over your pot.
Yeah, no. How safe is a city?
Yeah.
Man. We haven't we haven't tested that one yet.
No.
Will we?
I mean, I don't want to.
No one wants to. I'm just trying to think. What would it take? Would it take like some sort of attack?
During the pandemic, I literally sat there and like, how? I got too many windows in my house. How?
How what? Well, what were you asking?
How do you defend this perimeter and then be able to still sleep at night?
Good question.
You know?
Good question.
Not to mention I got a wife that I got to defend.
And also, like, we assume that if something bad were to spark like that people would be more like out to get you, or would it be the opposite effect? Would people be like, okay, let's band together and figure out how we're really gonna do things? I don't know.
Banding together only works if you have resources.
That's real. No, I feel you.
Because if you don't have resources, everybody's desperate.
And then it's not banded.
Every
together.
man for himself.
Okay, so you're right. Then it's not banded together at that point. It's banditry. Everyone's a bandit.
Yeah.
So
I did a thought experiment for like last year I didn't have a car, so last year I was catching a lot of Ubers. Mm-hmm. Every Uber I got into, I would ask, man, it's crazy out here. What would you do if everything hit the fan like tomorrow? It's like, man, I'm gonna give me a piece. I'm gonna go door to door and just find out what I need to find. I'm like, you gonna go into other people's houses in a time where everybody's desperate? You know how many people have guns that are unregistered in this city?
That was a lot of people's answer. They're gonna just go.
A lot of people, young males.
Yeah.
Women would just, I don't know.
Okay.
But men, they absolutely planned to go door to door
and go raping and pillaging.
Just I'm gonna get it how I gotta get it. That was the answer.
Okay, that's good. That's good research.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
And I told every single one of them the same thing, bro. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah,
I was like, you gonna be one of the ones that's gone in the first couple of months.
That's real talk.
Go start saving up some water right now while you got time.
Yeah,
save you some beans, save you some rice. Just put it in a corner somewhere and don't think about it.
Yeah,
it'll hold you off for a time.
But what that lets me know is you answered it. Is that type of mentality is going to take out that type of mentality?
It will, but again, that goes back to being in the city.
I understand.
Being in the city, that type of mentality is going to be all around you.
I understand.
You know?
But if
and say here's another thought. Say you do defend yourself from the first 2 or 3. How do you not let it be known to everybody around you that you have the ability to defend yourself, so that they don't prepare stronger for you for the next time they come to you?
That's a very plausible hypothetical, sir.
Yeah, there's a lot of plausible hypotheticals out there. And to me, the city just sounds like a horrible place to be.
I feel you. I'm not going to argue that point. I'm just going to say, like, okay, well, what I know to be true is if we make the Lord our exclusive object, the answer for what to do in that situation will be very clear.
No, yeah.
And it's likely in that situation, people of like minds will be communicating and talking about what we gonna do.
Especially people who have the clarity to start practicing fasting now.
Exactly.
They know they can go a couple days.
Exactly.
And still be able to think clearly.
So here, I'll say this on the record. What makes us such a threat to Satan is the fact that we not only have the discipline, the knowledge, we have the infrastructure now. So when it does go off, people have already put in their minds, when it goes off, I'm talking to them. I'm hollering at them. So that's why we're successful, because we do very public, very vital, very loud, pro-survival activity. And if you do that on a widening sphere, you're going to not only be successful, but you're going to be people's refuge in times of turmoil.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
And it's not that we are, it's Allah is the refuge. We are his stewards of his word.
And people see that in your activity. They see that in your energy and the way you present yourself.
That's right.
When you are the clean glass, you are more appealing.
That's right. And people see it with our work.
Yeah.
Work and consistency in the community. And that's what the most valuable thing about what we're doing is, like, regardless of how you feel about any one individual personally, you can't say without a shadow of doubt that all of us are not working for the community.
Yeah.
And then what we're doing at 7701 Crenshaw is not for the community. It is very much for the community.
No, absolutely.
All aspects of it.
You don't work that hard and not be self-sacrificing.
That's right.
You know, it's back-breaking work. You know, and it don't
For all of us.
necessarily pay off the way it's supposed to.
No.
You know, but you do it enough over time, and you know the benefits will be evident.
Absolutely. And what Allah has blessed me with is like pulling me out of that mode of profit-seeking mode and being like, no, bro. Your wealth is in what y'all have created, and nobody can take that from you.
I was just having a conversation the other day about generational wealth. Is like, you know, if you don't create something that you can pass down, not necessarily a building, not necessarily like, you know, physical assets, but a knowledge, things that you've attained that you can actually teach to someone else. Like, you don't, like, that's what you're doing dies with you, and it didn't really have value like that.
That's
like
right.
when it has value like that, it will transcend you.
That's right.
It needs to be passed down. It'll be evident, you know.
That's right.
And that's, you know, kind of the lesson that a lot of them. That's the lesson that a lot of us don't understand, and the reason why we're slaves, because they've convinced us to put all of our energy into their basket versus creating our own basket.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. And I think that joining the nation or just submitting to the teaching minimally, it teaches you that you are the basket. We are the basket.
Each of us are supposed to be our own basket. Instead, we're over here weaving the basket of some billionaire.
Weaving the basket of billionaires or just other people that have come to America and have the initiative to work hard, and you're just like, all right, well, we got it. I'm going to jump on their basket. I'm not a basket. I don't even know how to make a basket.
Imagine you're putting all this energy to be paid money that has no value. Like, the dollar bill has always been like fiat currency. And you're just slaving away most of your life for it. And
That's
have nothing
damn near
to show
everybody.
for it.
That's damn near everybody.
Yeah.
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 I don't have to imagine it. I see it. I see it in. I'm glad we've came to this realization that we're not old men having this realization. Like, we're men. It's like, okay, well.
You're young enough to do something about it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, if I'm dying and I got all this money, but I had no purpose. I have no like spiritual infrastructure, no system leave behind. Like, man, what did I do? I'm about to just die, and it's over.
And that's just it.
That's just it.
But when you create something, and you know, well, when you start striving towards creating something of value, and then you look back and you say, oh, that was valuable enough to pass down, you're able to like feel at peace. You're able to like, oh, I could go now. I could go without feeling no kind of way, because like, I added value to this thing.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm there by any stretch of the imagination, but that's what the goal is.
That's right. Yeah, no, to add value to something that you know is going to be infinite. Yeah, and like, luckily, I could say what a blessing it is that we now live our lives knowing that, okay, we're on that ship. And that ship is guided by Allah, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. One thing that I do love this podcast for is it's just like, like, you're not going to stop it. It is how easy it is for just to get two mics and have a conversation about something that could literally free someone from trillions of years of slavery. It's real. And that's like one thing that has come through, you know, me being humble this year is like, oh man, all I need to do is be in that mode of service, and Allah will guide me. And sure enough, we're on this podcast again.
No, yeah.
I've been praying for this.
Yeah.
It's like a lot. My prayer has really been guide my goals, guide my service, and all of it has just made us like, oh, Allah sent me my cousin to help me like get clean up my whole apartment. Shout out to my cousin. Oh, you met Rory? Yeah. By Savior's Day. Yeah. So she helped me clean this entire apartment. She gave my children like chore charts, and she gave them assistants to do chores around the house, and I could put my children to work because I forgot I have children that could work now because I've been trying to just do everything myself. So now like they be doing chores. Now there's order and management and structure in the household. And all of a sudden, we're on this podcast, and like what I do remember is when I'm doing this podcast, we're on our own time.
Yeah.
Remember that feeling? Now I'm like, oh man, we've been missing out on this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This is therapy. This is where we consolidate the thoughts that we've been having.
Yep. And then the beautiful thing is like now that we've got the experience of, actual building. Now, okay, what is building like when we're doing this and building and keeping it balanced and keeping it all la. Because without this conversation, without having that balance, we get caught up in that mode of working, money, work, money, bills.
Yeah.
Now it's like, those are obligations, but it's Allah, work. Allah, bills.
No.
Allah.
Very much that system of buckets that I have.
Yeah.
This bucket has been empty
Yeah.
for 3 years.
That's right.
I ain't putting no water in it.
I ain't putting no water in it, man. And all of a sudden, like now I wear my uniform. I wore my FY uniform. I've been wearing it every Sunday. I don't stay at the mosque. I go and I check in. I catch some words, and I go and push my final calls in the parking lot. And I get to go to the store if I gotta go. I go study. I talk. Today I was like, I did that. I talked to you. I said, we good for tonight. I set up plans for tonight, and here we are. The thing is, it's like the pathway to the Lord is never going to be like absurdly complicated, like a corporate plan. You feel me? That's the devil.
Yeah.
Allah makes it easy.
He does.
He makes it very easy. He's like, first and foremost, okay, don't do stupid shit. Second and foremost, stay connected to me. Actually, stay connected to me is number one.
When you think about the fact that the animals submit to Allah.
The trees, the plants, everything is submission.
Yeah, so they don't even have to have intelligence to submit to Allah.
At all.
We got intelligence and we can't figure it out.
I understand, but that intelligence is deceptive.
It is.
And it's programmed by Satan. And it's programmed by I'm not going to chop it up to the Satan within us. That's why we created that Satan within us. It's like so we don't have to submit.
Yeah.
So we have that intelligence that talks to us that gives us like, oh well, I don't gotta submit. I'm Iblis. I don't gotta submit. Man, I don't want. God's cool, but
it's like the terrible twos where you're like discovering that there is an I, and it's different than you.
That's right.
And understanding what that really means takes a while.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And at the end of it, you come back to like, there is no I. There is only God.
That is it. That's all there is.
Yeah.
And it's like it's this recent new version of me is making me really confront. Okay, I'm rebellious. Which means that I rebel against what's going wrong. But then when something's right, since I'm in that mode of rebellion, then I'm going to be rebelling against what is right, which means I'm going to be rebelling against God. So I've realized that's been my character. That's been who I am for many, many lives. I just feel, oh man, that's
it's your default setting.
That's me. I'm rebellious. I'm like, okay,
rebel without a cause.
I'm a rebel. I'm just a rebel, which means I'm the devil. I'm like the best devil, and I'm also like the best guy.
I mean,
it's like bipolar, bro. I'm like, man, that explains exactly who I am. And I literally do feel like Two-Face. Like, okay, yeah. And I look at make it science, bro. I'm like, I did my DNA. I'm like 40% Western European Caucasian. Both my parents identify as black, but I came out light skinned. Okay, my DNA is actually 40%, which means I'm 60% black man, original man, 40% God or Satan God. Whatever, Satan. Satan.
It's in there.
It's in there, bro. And I'm like,
it ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere.
It's about mastery of it.
That's right. And I'm like,
and you master it through discipline.
I'm not even saying I'm done mastering it,
no,
but
you master it through discipline.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
But it really just made me think about, man, I am the physical representation of who I am and who I've been. You get what I'm saying, though?
No, but that's the reason why Master Fard Muhammad came as a half original man.
Bro, absolutely.
To show us, there ain't no excuses.
None.
He could do it. You could do it.
That's right. And I literally feel it, and I get it because it's like we have to master it.
Yeah.
And I feel it gives me just a unique perspective on devil, because it's like I can't point my finger, because like no, all of whatever I don't like is definitely in me, and not only is it in me, I'm responsible for it.
Oh yeah.
You feel what I'm saying, bro? It's a different type of like awareness, and what it does for me, it's humbling, but it's also, yeah, it's just how do I say this? That Allah gives us this opportunity to discover who we are and what we've been, so we could further refine self to become Allah.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's what I feel. It's like, okay, no, I'm going to make you confront this devil, because you are the devil and you have been the devil, and you've created your mindset that you embody of rebellion. Mm-hmm. Let's say we're going to simplify it in the most words. Devil is rebellion.
Yeah.
Of which I still think I'm the master of rebellion. So like Allah was like, okay, well now I'm going to make you confront that and ask, where did that come from? Were you one of those original angels that rebelled against God in the beginning of time? You know what I'm saying?
All of us were.
Exactly.
Black people in America? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You went through the transatlantic slave trade, and yeah, you got ancestors who got raped.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Uh-huh.
That's a part of our history.
That's right.
So yeah, absolutely. We were all part of the tribe of Yaqub.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Rebel.
We got that in us. We also got the original man.
Yes, sir.
You know, we also got, you know, we're not any one thing. We're a culmination of
Absolutely.
trillions of years of history
Absolutely.
to get to this point.
Absolutely.
You know, God created himself, and he set himself on this path towards perfection. We're just part of the path.
That's right.
You know, we're in alignment, and we're focusing on we're focusing our energy on the part that needs to be cut away, or we're focusing our energy on the part that needs to be, you know, grown and accelerated.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's a choice.
It is a choice.
And everything that you do, it's a choice.
And anything that is fighting for survival is going to be clawing and kicking and screaming.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we're dealing with, is like the falling away of Satan within self.
Yes.
It's brutal, but I have to.
But when you resonate with God,
Yeah.
it feels good.
Yeah.
The more it falls away, the better you feel.
Yeah, it's like a cancerous or
When
a
you,
wart.
when you resonate with the devil, it creates anxiety and grief.
I think that's the cause of anxiety and grief.
Yeah.
What is there to be anxious about with Allah?
Yeah.
If everything's Allah, what is there to be anxious about?
That part.
Ooh, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
That part of self that needs to fall away, that's just resonating with something in.
Where does greed come from? But like the lack of understanding that God provides everything that you need.
Yeah.
Everything else is just wants.
Man, that is real.
You know, like the air is free, the sunlight is free, the water is free, the food is technically free.
It's technically free.
You just need the convenience of a grocery store, so now you got to pay for it.
Now you got to pay.
You know, but you don't need that.
You don't need that. And there really could be a society where you don't, all your like needs, you could do that. Everyone could do it themselves. And
I mean, imagine that, right?
that is heaven. I think that's heaven.
Imagine if you and 10 of your friends all grew food, and everybody specialized in growing the food that they like the most, and y'all just traded, and you sold your surplus so that none of y'all had to pay bills.
I think that's actual heaven. And I think
that sounds like heaven.
I think we've been there before, and I think we have experience in that.
I see it crystal clearly. Like it's my future, but I live there.
Yeah.
I just need to walk into it.
Because and I think Satan is the intermediary, you know?
Yeah.
He gets, in order to make himself relevant, he has to get in between what you need and make himself relevant.
Well,
that's money.
His version of hell is what we want.
Absolutely.
And our version of hell is what he's given us. But we think it's heaven.
Yeah. Ooh.
You know? And so, like, I don't even get mad at him. I just understand that philosophically we think different.
Yes, sir.
You know?
And that's by design.
Yeah.
We created that to look at what it is and what it produces.
Yeah.
And then make that choice. Do you want to rock with that?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to be with Allah and build the world? Build the kingdom.
Living in the middle of nowhere, that sounds boring. Okay, that's what I want.
Yeah, I understand.
I want to live away from all of the debauchery. You know, I want to create my own forms of entertainment because what we got here is some crap.
Distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash. I would now argue that it would take not much motion on all inhabitants of planet Earth to make that world. It wouldn't take much at all.
I don't think so.
At all.
No.
At all. Literally, okay, the only reason why we're not doing that is because the Matrix, the Satan's programming, the Matrix.
Yes.
So Satan has to have distractions, have all of the Matrix so that we don't do that.
Yes.
That is Satan. That's why it doesn't happen, because Satan loses his power if we're not plugged into his spiritual and intellectual infrastructure.
Bro, growing food is so easy.
It's so easy.
It does all the work.
Yeah.
You just water it. You water
That's real. It does all the work.
It does all the work.
It does all the work. It does all the work.
And we've been tricked into believing that we got to do all the work and go pay for the food.
And then think about this: growing our food to the principle of fasting, and then you look at planet Earth. They throw that word. The world is overpopulated, which is absurd.
If you drive 30 minutes in any direction, you'll see how there's nobody outside of the city for miles and miles and miles.
Nobody there. There's nothing overpopulated at this planet. There's just too many people on this planet is too many people that had to be programmed into the Matrix, and it's overwhelming. So let's just cut them.
No, it's just hard to control large numbers.
Exactly.
And the larger numbers for us is a good thing.
Absolutely.
It means that, you know, at least some of us can slip through the cracks and find a little bit of heaven. The large numbers for them means that they won't be able to control everybody.
It's a management problem.
Yeah.
It's a man, and they don't want to do it. So let's just cull the population. Yeah. Let's give them all shots.
Let's call them useless eaters.
Useless eaters. Okay, we'll give them a shot. They won't die immediately. They'll die like 20 years earlier than they should, and then we'll blame something else for that.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's the plan. That's the legitimate plan.
And it will work, and people will be like, "Oh my God, we got this cancer out there. I wonder where it came from." Not the mRNA virus vaccine. No, not that. That can't be bad.
No, they've been doing it to the water. They've been doing it to the food. They've been doing it to, you know, everything around us.
Absolutely.
That's again the argument for no cities is like the air that we breathe is filled with all of the cars' exhaust all around us all day, every day. It's just all over us.
All over us all the time.
Do you remember how clear the skies were during the pandemic?
Oh my God, it was it was heaven. It was beautiful.
I've lived in LA my whole life, and I've never seen downtown look that pretty.
Ever.
From my house, which is 10 minutes from downtown.
Ever.
You can see every single building. I can see clear to the Hollywood sign.
It was astonishing how beautiful it was, man.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling free. I remember that freedom is what led me to doing all this. It's like, man, I feel like I'm alive.
Yeah.
I could do whatever I want.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's exactly what I felt like. And it led to this. Yeah. And it's funny viewing that freedom to where we are now. Now we went from lockdowns, and now we're like, the first iteration of the podcast was like the pandemic podcast. This is like, World War III iteration, whatever. Mm-hmm. We'll call it that iteration, but it's just seeing where we were to where we are now. It's like, oh no, it's just like Satan used that time to revamp and reboot and to actually have a new strategy for going into this next period of time. But Allah has a plan that will surpass him, and luckily we're on Allah's team, because while Satan was making plans, so were we. And it just so happens that our plans are on this podcast on record, and now we're living in those plans, and now we're ushering out the new stratosphere of that plan.
No, yeah.
And there's nothing Satan can do about it besides listen and be a hater.
Yeah, that part.
That's what it is. He literally can't stop us from doing this. He can't stop hieroglyphs. He can't stop the black man from being God. No. He could distract you and make you think that he's God, but
to the degree that you allow him to.
Exactly.
You know, and the fact that we're putting the plan out there, the fact that we're working the plan actively, it means that the plan is supposed to happen, the plan is going to happen, and even if they take us out, the plan still
it exists.
It's the plan. You
can go and find this podcast on Apple Podcasts and any really main media, and you'll be able to get some games and cancel and do what we do. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, now is a proof of concept. Now you know that it works. So all you got to do is just continue doing what we do. Mm-hmm. And we're blessed enough to give you the game and let you know what to read, but It's here. Instagrams, anything. It's all out there.
And 2,000 years into the future, this is the gospel of the slaves of the Americas.
That's right. No, we're building the above ground railroad. Like really, like not. It's here.
They struggle towards physical change, then they struggle towards spiritual change, and then they struggle towards mental chains, and now they're taking off the chains.
That's right.
This is the story.
No, and it's like, this is the beginning of that mountaintop that Martin Luther King said he saw. And I believe he saw it. I believe because he said he saw it before he got killed. So I believe Allah showed him like, okay, look at what you're a part of. This is gonna happen, bro. Regardless if you're here or not, it's gonna happen. You did your job.
Yeah.
And it's here. And I just look at not just what we're doing, but like it's pretty natural and common for black people to be like, I'm gonna buy black. It's like not even like a thing anymore.
Black people are starting to understand.
Yeah, it's like it's like the masses of black people are like, oh yeah, it's a cool thing. I'm gonna buy black. At least minimum, I can do that. I can do that.
It's a beautiful thing.
They're not in the Nation of Islam, not in the masses, but enough for like, I don't know. I want to. It's good to support our people, but it's our job just to keep on pushing it forward, being the vanguard of our people, and then setting the infrastructure for our people to flow up into.
Yeah, that's
it. And there's not a competition here.
Yeah,
because it's wide open fields.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've already discussed this on this podcast, but I when I had the meditation with my father, and he told me like, you know what you're supposed to be doing, do it.
This was he was alive, physically alive?
No, this was this is after he's passed. This is
a dream.
When I went on that retreat to Atlanta. I was gone for like a week or two.
For the security job?
No, it wasn't a job. It was like a retreat. I just went on like a boot camp type retreat.
Oh, with the brothers, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we did like a meditation, and I had this vision of my father, and like I didn't immediately get everything that I was understanding in the vision. It was just a strong feeling, but like as I thought back on it over time, Did you
see him?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
No, it was like
He looked good?
He looked like my father. Like,
okay.
I remember. He looked exactly like I remembered him. He was
cool.
Happy. Not
nice.
Not towards the end, father, where he was starting to be more miserable. But when we were in our prime, he was just.
He's happy.
Happy,
like jolly.
He was like, the feeling or the download that I got later was like, this is something I've always had in my heart. What you're doing is what I've had in my heart.
Ooh.
And not just what I've had in my heart, but what my dad had in his heart. He was like, you're not doing something that's new to you. You're standing on top of my shoulders, standing on top of his shoulders, standing on top of his shoulders.
That's what.
This is what we've wanted. And he was like, and you're going to be the one to do it. And I'm going to be with you every step of the way.
Oh, man.
And it was just like, I know what I got to do now.
Ooh. That's cool.
Yeah. And that coming on the shoulders of like on the back of like
that's motivating.
Yeah.
That's really motivating.
People like telling me that I shouldn't have even gone.
Yeah.
People telling me like, you don't know those people. You could be anything. I was like, this is where I'm being called to go, and I'm
absolutely.
Gonna go. And so I'm following what I think is what I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I have no regrets. Like that was one of the most powerful, inspiring things I've experienced in my life. And
that's real, bro.
It set me on the path.
That's right. And we're hearing it.
Yeah.
Man, no. That's real, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking, I haven't had anything like that visceral, but my dad's father passed when I was 2016. Mm-hmm. But he has given me dreams. I had like on not his birthday, but on maybe. Father? Oh no! My birthday, I had a dream where, like, he was in my apartment, sitting there in a rocking chair, and being like, "Bro, I got you."
Yeah, no, that was the vibe.
You feel me?
That was the vibe.
He's like, no, I ain't going nowhere. Nah, this is not just your journey. Like, nah, bro, we with you.
No, like, so
we with you, bro.
There was a moment, in the meditation where I looked at my father, and I was like, he's like smiling, and I'm like, for a second, I got upset. And the feeling that I was giving off was like, but why did you leave me? And the response that I got, not necessarily right then, but the response that I got, like in revisiting the thought or the dream of it, was like, don't worry about that. I had to leave you so that I could be with you.
That's real, bro.
It's like I'm now with you wherever you go.
That's real, bro.
So you ain't gotta be afraid because I got you. And it was
Amen.
like
Ooh.
that put a different level on me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like that's the reason why I'm able to go camping on my land by myself. Like, I don't give a damn no more. Like,
Nah.
I fear no one but Allah.
That's right.
And I know what that word means now. Like,
That's right.
you know, fear is the mind killer. Fear stops you in your tracks if you allow
right.
it to.
That's right.
And so I don't walk that way no more. You know.
Oof, man. It's crazy that you and Timu have that both your fathers have passed, and with him, I experienced when his father passed. It was a very spiritual, not an awakening, but just like it was an event for me because it affected my reality and what I saw, and I just saw the future. I saw like what we're doing, and it took me a while to realize. Not a while, I think like days to realize, oh man, that culminated with the passing of his father. I'm like, no, his father is literally your father, his father, my grandfather, all black men. Oh yeah, black men. Like no chocolate. My grandfather was blacker than you, bro. Like super black. You know, this ain't the no, definitely. But I'm like, no, they're all like on the same team. They probably all know each other pretty well. Feel like I know.
They are all one.
They are all one, and they are pushing us, and they really got us, bro.
Yeah,
we really, and I'm glad we had. It's nice to be able to reflect on that because you know we're attention is on Allah, like specifically the person of Allah, but you know they're Allah now too.
Yeah,
but they're also there. The beautiful thing about being like in that realm is like, you know, they still have the ability to be that individual, you know.
I mean that I feel like that exists mostly in our minds.
I feel you.
You know.
No. Oh.
You know,
them being that form.
That yeah.
No, I feel you, bro.
That residual form that they had in our living, in our time.
Yeah.
That part is as long as we hold it.
That's right.
When we let it go, they don't have to live like that.
No.
You know, their existence is eternal.
That's right. It's Allah.
Yeah.
It's just it's a form of Allah that we can relate with. Yeah.
That we need.
It hits different.
Yeah.
It's Father. It's like, well, Allah is the Father, but it's different when Allah is the Father and actually is your father that gave birth to you.
I think it makes the connection to the Creator stronger.
Absolutely.
Having a relatable connection.
That's real, man.
You know?
Yeah.
When you can like actually like look back and like, okay, that one is the next, and then past that maybe not so much, it's not as clear, but that one holds me. That one, you know, that's the conduit.
Man, and it's making me think like also eventually we're going to be in that mode. You know what I mean? And we're going to have to be doing this to our whoever follows after us.
And that's why you don't have fear. That's why the fear doesn't exist
at all.
Like I don't like to get too personal, but even the idea that like I don't have no children yet, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that fear of like I'm supposed to, or I don't yet. Like I should have it, but my thought is if that's what's supposed to happen, that's what's going to happen.
That's real. No, that's real, bro.
And my legacy isn't depending on bloodlines.
That's real.
That's something that you think when you think physical.
That's right.
That's something that you think. That's something that respectfully, that's what the devil thinks. It's all about genealogy and nepotism and passing it down through bloodlines.
Through blood. Through physical. Through something physical.
I don't have that fear.
No.
For me, it's like, I'm just here to do the work. And if what I do is powerful enough, it will continue past me.
You'll have spiritual children.
Yeah. And this version of me doesn't need to be remembered.
Yeah.
Allah.
That's right.
Is all.
Oof.
The all in all.
That's it.
You know, so all praise is due to him.
All praise is due to Allah.
Yeah, I don't need it. What am I gonna do with it when I'm not physically a person?
That is a very real like desire. We talked about like the desire for the bag, but also the desire for physical children. You know, that's also another motivation thing that we drive for.
And if it's not if it's not properly understood, it also can be a distraction.
Absolutely.
If you don't put the right energy out there, if you don't understand who you are, know thyself, you know,
then you're just putting obligations that are just going to keep repeating the cycle that repeating the cycle that aren't in the mode of service. You're just like, okay, well, you're just creating other bodies.
Yeah.
They don't got no purpose.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have a purpose.
I was having this conversation with my wife, and she was like, she doesn't want our children to have to like be typecast into whatever things that we're doing. And it was like, I had to understand that she doesn't understand that the things that I want to be doing are the things that are in alignment with God.
I understand.
I'm not thinking about it from a capitalistic perspective.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Where like, it's just about the money.
Yeah.
For me, it's about the mission.
That's right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't care what aspect of the mission my child takes on. My child don't have to be a cook because I'm a cook.
That's right.
My child don't have to be a farmer because I'm a farmer. My child has to pick up the mission.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
And so
Amen.
like, that's where I'm at. Like,
ooh. No, that's real, bro.
17 million or more dead to the Lamb of God.
That's real.
That's where I want my child to be focusing in their energy.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't care if my child becomes a tycoon in the business aspect as long as it's geared and focused on the mission.
The mission, which is the lucky thing is, what makes it so beautiful being in the nation is our mission is to service, is literally serving Allah.
Yeah.
Like there's no like, okay, we got the mission, and we also got, okay, what does God want? It's like, no, it's very one and the same. So besides submitting our wills to the mission, by default makes it submitting our wills to the will of Allah. Because as we know, through knowledge and experience, that is very much Allah's will.
Yeah.
So get with the program. And I do think as long as you're having children with the mindset of, okay, now that you have this knowledge and we have the light, it's like, it's okay to have children, but are you having them with that mindset of like, I'm going to put my children I'm going to have them for the purpose of putting them in the mode of serving Allah and getting them to submit to the mission. That's the purpose. It's not to have children to have them be rich. It's not to have children because to see how pretty they are. It is making children that serve the Lord and to build his kingdom.
Yes.
That is the purpose. And honestly, having that purpose will probably get any of us the children that we want at the time that Allah wills it, because your purpose is right.
Yes.
There we go.
And that's not to say that I won't teach my children how to farm. I won't teach my children how to cook. Like, I will absolutely pass down all the information that I have so that they have a leg up and they can have something to fall back on if they needed to, because this life is, Allah's the best of planners.
That's right.
But it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for the reasons that this world would assume that I'm doing that.
That's right.
I'm not so physically, attached to the concept like that.
I get it.
I think it's important to like help your children and to give them the best leg up in this world that you can. But I think the most important thing is the mission.
It's the mission. So that tells me automatically if you ain't with the mission, like, why are you having children? That's to anybody.
I don't think anybody has a reason nowadays. Like,
no, nobody.
Yeah.
With my son, I'm not gonna say I had the mission. No, I wasn't with the mission when I had my son. But no, none of my children I was like, I did not procreate with the intention of putting children to the mission. I'll be very honest about that. Very honest.
I think that's I think that's like less than 1% of people on the planet today understand what the mission is to the degree that they're having children specifically to put them in towards the mission.
Yep.
I think most people are having oops babies.
Yeah, oopsie babies. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, myself included. Yeah. 2 out of 3 oopsie babies.
To me, like, the difference between a oops baby and specifically trying to have a child so that child can be a part of the mission, that's like the how to give birth to a God thing.
That's how to give birth. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Step 1, align your purpose with Allah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Step 2, have that purpose when you're procreating.
Yeah. And I feel like part of the reason why Allah hasn't put, that responsibility on me yet is because I'm still philosophizing about what that means. I'm still working out how that works, Mm-hmm. Like, I understand certain aspects of the mission and how it pertains to me. Mm-hmm. But once I've crystallized it and made it a physical reality, I think that's when it'll be something that I can pass down. That's when it'll be valuable to me to actually have children.
Have you not made it physical reality yet?
I mean, I'm working towards it. I'm the vision that I have. I'm on step 1.
Understood.
Versus where I plan to be.
But you're in the mission. You're in it, and it's physical.
Yeah.
It's not just cat. You're actually doing it.
Yeah, but this isn't anything compared to where, the amount of work that I have, and I anticipate, as tired and as stretched thin as I am right now, I can't slow down by any. I got more work to do.
That's right.
You know, the efficiency just has to grow.
That's right.
You know, I have to get better at what I'm doing to the point where I'm able to stretch myself even thinner.
That's right.
And not break.
That's right.
And so, you know.
Well, we know the solution to not breaking, just Allah. That's it.
Yeah.
So, but you still got to sleep. You feel me? You can't just only be Allah and working 24/7.
No, even Master Rob Muhammad slept 4 hours a day.
Hey, bro, he slept. So he prayed and he slept. So that shows you, he's like, and he studied.
Yeah.
So that no one is immune from the laws of material nature, bro.
No.
Material universe. You gotta. There's certain things one must do.
No, you got to continue to pour into each of those buckets.
That's right.
And whichever bucket you ain't pouring into is the bucket that's almost empty.
So now, we got the memo. It's like there was one bucket that we were low key neglecting. Now we're like, nope, that's the first bucket.
I got a couple buckets I'm neglecting right now. I ain't did nothing for myself in a minute. Like,
I understand.
You know,
Yeah.
self-care is important. I understand that. I do need some like me time, but I'll take that when I get a chance.
I understand, and that time will come.
Yeah, absolutely.
But speaking of time and speaking of rest, I think it's time to call a night unless you have any other further bars.
It's definitely sleepy time.
Yeah. And when you said that, you called to me. It's like, okay, we said enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've got it off. We have a good sleep, and we can get back when the Lord calls us to.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, me too, bro. Okay, well, let's close out. You want to close us out?
I can do that.
Okay, yes, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. O Allah, we beseech your help and ask your mercy. We believe in you and trust in you for all that we need. We are helpers in your cause, and with your apostle, please grant to us success. Thank you, Allah, and we cannot thank you enough. Amin.
Oh Allah, guide our rest, guide our mission, guide our submission to your will. Give us the power to bring forth into this physical reality which you have called forward. Give us the power to move forward for you, not through ego. Give us the energy, give us the encouragement, and give us the light to do what needs to be done in this hour. We love and serve you alone. Amin.
Amen.